Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Blu-ray Hunter. It's almost the end of the year. Can you believe it? Like we are this close to 2024. So we decided to do a fun little thing. We're gonna do the least or top 10 least anticipated films of 2024, and then in another video when it comes out next year, like next month, it'll be the top 10 most anticipated films of 2024. But I figured let's start with the least, and then so you guys can find out what our most anticipated is. But I'm your host, Jonathan Moody. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, and I'm here with my awesome co-host for the day, John Ward. How you doing, John?
I'm John Ward.
Yes, you are. I'm really excited. I can't wait for you to do this with me. So, are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Well, John's going first, so he's going to give us the number 10, and then I will give my number 10, and then keep switching it off. So, what's your
And this
number
is
10?
this is the
Least
least.
anticipated, the ones that kind of the movies that you think are going to be the worst of 2024.
Okay. And we just let people know we're starting with 10 and working our way up to number one.
Yeah, and let me clarify that, not just the worst. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the worst movie, but has to be something you are not excited about or whatever. Right.
That's fine. My list kind of works for that. So what to let people know how I kind of did it is I just looked at Wikipedia. I looked at January all the way through December, and then I just wrote down the ones that I know that I think are going to be
Interesting.
awful. So I didn't really do a this is a number one, this is a number two, this is a number five. But if I actually do my list in reverse, it kind of works.
Okay. Um,
So
but I just want to let everybody know I did it a little bit differently. Got a different list, I think, from a website. So, yours may have some different than mine. We'll see.
I'm gonna guess that yeah, I'm gonna guess they're gonna be quite different, I think.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so my number 10 is Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2. Okay.
Why?
Why? What?
Who who cares?
Oh,
Why? Why are we
why?
why are we getting Gladiator 2? Oh, because Ridley Scott can't make a hit movie and Russell Crowe can't make a hit movie. So let's go back to the film that made them all the money and got them all the awards. We'll do Gladiator 2. So
I'm not
it's
gonna
I think it's
lie. I think I have that on my most anticipated. So I think I'm kind of
oh my
more.
god.
I don't know. I'm just more excited about it. Like, I don't know. I might actually. But I actually really like Gladiator, so I may have that, may not. I don't
I
remember
was
exactly.
I was not a big fan of Gladiator. Not
Okay.
a fan. Not really a big fan. So it's I would look more forward to the third Alien movie from Ridley Scott, which I know is going to be garbage. But I would look more forward to that than I would Gladiator 2.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, my number two is Mufasa, the Lion King, because also why? Like, why do we need Mufasa's story?
Because I guess you can call it live action when
Right.
but because that's the one that made a lot of money.
Right. That's it. That's the only reason.
That's it. That's the
And
only reason.
and that's gonna bomb really badly. Like I hate to say it, Disney, but you have not been having a good track record with your live action movies, yet.
No, no,
So
no.
I'm just not excited about it. I'll probably wait to see it on Disney Plus if I even actually watch it. But it's like it is my it is my least of my least. Like it's something more so that I'd watch before I'd watch any of the other ones on my list.
I get back in the day when Disney did all of those like direct to video, like VHS sequels and prequels.
All those were
Because
animated.
yeah, because I mean they cost nothing, so you could do a prequel and meant nothing. You could do a sequel, it didn't mean anything, and but doing one of these live action ones, what's the point?
Well, and they had the original people who did the voices and stuff, and so that was a big draw. Is like, oh, you know, I think it was Jonathan Taylor Thomas or something like, oh, he's back as Simba, or Matthew Broderick is back as Simba, like
Yay,
whatever, you'd be excited,
yay!
and you're like, now you're watching, and you're like, I just don't care,
Don't care.
No.
Bad choices. Bad choices that Disney are making.
There you go. I'm glad you're in agreement. All right. What's
Oh
your
yeah.
number nine?
Venom 3.
Huh. That's on my list.
Did not care about Venom 1. Did not care about Venom 2. Not going to care about Venom 3. This is not Venom. This is not Venom from the comic book. And even when Venom went solo, it's not Venom from the comic book. So I, no, don't like it.
No, I mean I have the first two on 4K and I'll probably get the third one on 4K, but yeah. And I'll get to my feelings on it when I get to it. But yeah, I
I
totally
mean, maybe one day if we do one of those like film discussion videos with Donald and we decide to talk about the Marvel movies again and you join us and
I'd only do it if it's
maybe,
not like just dissing them. Like we're just gonna go and
well, you
diss
know
them.
what I would do.
I know this is why I say no to it. I don't want to be that guy. I like on here. I enjoy
You're
talking
that
about
guy
the
with Black
films I
Christmas.
love more so on this. Now, Indie Film Cafe is different because we're reviewing, films that like I don't know, like
Well, this is film discussion where we
you know,
do discuss movies and you could discuss good and bad.
okay.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
there you go. So yes, I agree with you. Number nine is Twisters for me.
That is
I
on my list. It
I
is
I
on my
had a
list.
feeling like a lot of
Yep.
these are going to be on each other's list. Twisters, I just felt like once again, I
Why?
guess this is I think this is going to be the year of why. Why are they putting this out?
I mean, we'll see with all these mergers and everything happening if some of the stuff even happens.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
right. If
yeah.
like Paramount, I don't know if Paramount did Twisters or not, but if they
No, Warner Brothers did.
Warner Brothers did. Yeah, and David Zaslav goes, "Okay, we're cutting that out. Like that didn't do well. Then we're just gonna cut that out as a tax write-off or whatever."
And
You know.
there's been better versions of Twister too. I was lucky enough to see Twister about 2 years before it came out, and none of the effects were in it. So they had like giant cranes dropping trees in the road as the cars are swinging by, and so all the Twisters were basically like giant cranes, and the entire audience laughed. I would rather watch that version again. I mean, but there's other ones like Into the Storm is better, and there's all these other lower budget ones that
Hell,
I think.
even the Fablemans, there was a Twister scene in it, and it was pretty freaking cool. So, I don't know if you ever have you seen that yet or not. I don't know.
I haven't, no, and I know it's supposed to be about Spielberg, and I should watch it because I love Spielberg, but I just don't want to watch a movie about a guy who made a movie about his kid's life, about his own life as a kid.
Well, my biggest problem with that movie is that most of it is about the drama that happened with his mom and dad and stuff. And as much as I love Spielberg, I would have loved for it to more focus on his filmmaking career more, where it shows you like in real life, he went and got his band, his high school band to do the score for his first feature film. To me, that stuff is cool. That stuff helps other filmmakers like
Yeah.
as kids go, "Oh my God, Spielberg did that when he was a kid." Like I can do that as a kid. I could ask my band to do that, that kind of stuff. Like that stuff makes me excited.
Who
And then
cares about the stuff about his mom and
I
dad? Who
know, like I
cares?
mean, it's just what it felt to me. It felt like free therapy session for him. Well, actually, not free. It cost a studio a lot of money, but for him, he got paid to have therapy for his parents' divorce. So I
Yeah,
don't.
there's a great 2 hour documentary about him that really starts off from like I was born on this day up to whatever it was at that time. And I forget the name of it, but it's a great documentary. I mean, it shows clips from all of his movies that he made as a kid, and it's great. I mean, that's pretty much all you need. I mean, that's
All right.
inspirational right there. I don't need a fake
I
movie.
mean, that's the thing. I don't think the movie was meant for about the film stuff. The film stuff was incidental. The stuff really he wanted to explore was his stuff with his family. And I just like, I'm just and honestly, the dude who played Klitz and fucking Girl Next Door is not a good version of his father. Like he just was not my favorite. I loved him in the movie LIE, the Long Island Expressway movie. Aside from that, I was just not a big fan of like that dude is not to me is it can't hold the movie, as much. Michelle Williams can though. She was good.
Well, she's a good actress, yeah.
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 Anyway, going on. That's nothing to do with it. It's number 8.
Smile 2.
I didn't even know that was coming out.
I I mean, that's if these movies are coming out. I'm just going off of what Wikipedia said, but it's I hated Smile. I'm glad that it made a ton of money, which is good for horror movies because then we get more horror movies, but that also means that we get a sequel. Maybe the sequel will be better. I don't know. It's got Kevin Bacon's daughter in it, who I thought was disturbing to look at. She needed to eat a friggin' sandwich. You
You've
you
said
could
this
see the
before, yeah.
yeah, you could just see the bones. Just all I mean, it was just like, girl, what do you it was just and I just everybody I know likes it but me. I thought the smiles were fake. I thought the how these what interests me is people that are filmmakers that like these type of things and they don't realize bad writing or inconsistent writing or that the movie makes up its own rules as it goes along. And that's kind of how Smile was. It's just
Mhm.
like none of this stuff makes sense. It's just it's but I am glad that it made a lot of money, but I don't want a sequel. So, who knows?
Alrighty. Number 8 for me is Godzilla X Kong. Um,
What?
yeah, sorry, man. I saw that preview and he's like purple or something, and it just does not excite me at all. Like the Godzilla itself just doesn't I wouldn't mind seeing Godzilla minus
Wow.
one, but I don't like the legendary ones. I did not like Godzilla versus Kong. I thought um they concentrate a lot way too much on the people, which can be good, but the writing has to be interesting enough and it just
Well,
couldn't care
they
less.
focus a lot less on the people in the American ones than they do the Japanese ones. There's probably like 80% people, 10,
But
20%
I
Godzilla.
probably would prefer the Japanese people over the American people because they're not some kind of political thing, agenda thing going on. I just don't like it. I didn't.
Well, the Japanese ones are because it's all about Hiroshima and dropping the bomb, and Godzilla was kind of America, and it was all World War II, and yeah, there was a pretty big message behind the original
I don't
Godzilla.
know. And by the original, yes, but I'm talking about the new stuff,
I
and
mean,
everything.
the I own all the legendary ones. I watch Monarch, and I like them, so I enjoy them. I
Yeah,
like all I
sorry.
like
And I bet those are on your most anticipated, just not on mine. I've never liked Godzilla. As a kid, I hated Godzilla. I just could not stand him. But I didn't mind watching Godzilla versus Kong because I like
I
two.
think we're done here, sir.
I think, well, because it's just the
The
monster
big guy.
movies
How
weren't
can
my
you hate the
thing.
big guy?
It's just boring to me. Like, I don't know.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. We all like what we like.
I don't
Okay.
know. I just was that was my thing. Um, but anyway, yeah. So Godzilla X Kong is mine. So what's your number
Okay.
7?
Joker 2.
I think I might have put it on my anticipated because
I love Joker. As a matter of fact, I'm watching it right now. It looks great on Blu-ray. It probably looks amazing on 4K. I think Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. I think Todd Phillips did a great job without the Hangover movies from how they get just darker and darker and darker. I don't think we would have had Joker. Um, I think it's a I in some ways relate to the Joker.
oh
Um,
boy, I don't know. That's a
it's
lot to process.
well, and I don't want a musical. And it's almost like Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips just said, okay, let's just fuck everybody and we're going to do a musical. We're not just going to do like a good, straightforward, sequel.
But I mean, everybody's saying that, but nobody's seen it yet, so nobody.
And I love musicals. Back in the day, I would go see a musical probably once or twice a month with friends of mine when we lived in LA. And everything from stuff like Rent to Phantom of the Opera to Evita. We watched all that stuff, and then even movies, 1776. It's but I just don't want that'd be like, Batman Begins is really good, and then they decide to make The Dark Knight a musical. It just doesn't, it does not
I
appeal to
don't
me
know.
at all.
I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I love the first one, so I'm kind of excited to see the second one.
Not me. So we'll
I,
see. I mean, if it gets great reviews and everything, I mean, it's to bring up the movie that ends the year, Aquaman 2. Man, is that getting horrible reviews.
mm,
Horrible. I'm waiting for Max on that one,
right. So number
unfortunately.
7 for me is probably gonna piss you off again.
Okay.
Yes, it is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
Just not my cup of tea, man. I have the original
okay.
Planet.
This is how I did my list. I didn't do it for stuff that I just don't give a shit about.
Right.
I did it for stuff that I just have no interest in. But it's if you don't care about Godzilla, I don't really know if that makes the list. If you don't care about Planet of the
This
Apes,
my
I don't
least
really know.
anticipated.
Okay, okay,
You know,
okay.
yeah, I'm just not
Because I
anticipated for
skipped
it.
a ton of movies where it's like, oh, this is dog shit. I just skipped that.
Oh no, no, no. I'm not saying they're dog shit. I like look, people really, really, and this is why I said, I knew you would be mad because there's a few in here that I'm just
That
like, I'm just not
I'm more
excited about.
angry about
And
that than Godzilla. I own all the Planet of the Apes movies
I know
on
you do. And that's why I
Blu-ray,
said that because I
and
know how
I'm a
much you
big
love
fan
them
even of
and
the Tim Burton
how
one.
much you
Yeah.
can't wait for them.
And the
So
TV show and the cartoon. I
I
got all
get
that
it.
shit.
I get it. I like the first
Oh,
movie.
me too. Me too.
I don't know. I'm just gonna get, I can't get into the idea of apes being in charge of things and just interested. Like I'm just not.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
All
it's
right.
not my anticipated, but I get it. Like I get people's love for it. And I know it'll make a lot of money without me, so it doesn't, with or without me, you know.
I'm hoping it's Fox, but it's under the Disney reign.
Ooh.
So let's see what happens.
There'll be a female ape that takes charge, and there'll be different colored, diverse apes, every,
The
type
the
of.
female ape will be gay, or will be trans.
No, because they haven't had
So
that many trans characters, interestingly enough. They really haven't had that many.
but they there's a place to start. So it will be
Maybe
a
maybe.
female ape that was male.
But then
That's
you know what? That doesn't say very much. Like it doesn't. Like we're gonna start, and we're gonna have our first trans character in a Planet of the Apes movie being ape. Like I don't know if that's where they want to start
we'll
with that.
see. I mean, everything I've seen I like. So okay, but that it's not your cup of tea, like you said. That's fine. Okay,
So what's
okay.
your number? What were we at? 6? No.
Mine was Twisters.
Oh shoot, I skipped one anyway. Whoops. So that was my number 6 actually. So, but you know, I'll save my number 7 for 6 later. But
Okay,
number
so
number 6 is
Twisters.
Twisters.
Yeah,
Okay, and you said why?
yeah. I mean, direct to video type of thing. That's fine. Make it a cheapy thing. That's fine. I'd probably watch it, but I don't give a crap if it's like some
Like if it goes
60.
if it goes streaming, you would watch it maybe.
I would probably check it out. Yeah, yeah, just for the fun of it. But
Do you
yeah, I would never go to the theater for it or
do you
anything.
have Max or do you just rent
I
these
have
from
Max.
the? Okay.
Yeah.
So my number 7, which was supposed to, I guess now is number 6, kind of switched up, is Imaginary. It's directed, it's a horror film about imaginary, I guess imaginary friend kind of thing, but it's directed by
Yes, by
the guy who did,
John
um,
Kaninsky, or however you'd say.
n-
Yeah.
no,
It,
it's the guy who directed, uh, the Fantasy Island and all of that
oh, then I'm
stuff.
thinking because John Kaninsky is directing
No,
one.
he's doing one, and I actually want to see that one. That's my anticipated. So that's I'm
But
actually excited.
isn't that
That's
imaginary
Ryan
too?
Reynolds. Yes, it's Imaginary. It's called If. You know,
If that's it, that's
yeah.
okay. Okay.
And this is called.
So
So there's two imaginary films. One horror, imaginary people films. imaginary friend films, and one is a horror version of it, and then that's I think produced by Blumhouse, and the other one is the If one with Ryan Reynolds and directed by John Krasinski and stuff. But the imaginary one is directed by the guy who did Fantasy Island. He did
Oh, my prediction. Now that there's an open spot in Scream 7,
what?
it would
That
be
guy,
those guys. It
those
would be
guy,
those
that
guys.
that guy, that
And
guy
I'm
who
gonna
directed. No, I
fantasy
would hope not.
Fantasy Island, Truth or Dare,
Truth or Dare, yeah.
all those movies I hate. I think there's such
No,
dog
please
shit.
let's like Christopher Landon was fine enough for Blumhouse. Let's like leave Blumhouse people alone for that, because I'm okay with uh somebody I don't even know who I'd want for Scream. That might end up being a podcast in itself, like
Well,
ideas of
Christopher Landon was a
people.
big surprise. I would have never thought that
Yeah, and
he'd be
I
directing.
kind of would have thought he's perfect at that. Like he did slashers really well with comedy, and so but I would love to see Kevin Williamson come back. Period. So
Yeah, well,
any
we'll see with that. But I'm predicting it's isn't it two guys, not the directors, but isn't it a team? It's like a two-person team. Like one guy's the director, one guy's the producer, but they're like both writers or something. I thought it was two guys.
No, it's Jeff Wadlow as the director. I don't know. So he's got Imaginary that he's producing and directing in it. The writers are Jeff Wadlow, Jason Ormland. He looks like uh he did the story for Princess and the Frog and a few other things. So I don't know.
Weird.
Bryce McGuire, who did Night Swim. He did let's see.
Well, it's okay. It's all
Yeah.
right.
So anyway, I
Yeah,
don't know. It's Jeff
that's one
Wadlow.
I'll avoid.
I honestly, he did a really good movie back in the day called Cry Wolf. I really like that,
I
but
liked Cry Wolf. I own Cry
ever
Wolf, yeah.
since then, when he worked with Blumhouse and Truth or Dare was just and Fantasy
That was
Island was
so
like what the
fantasy.
fuck?
I still question if I even watched one episode of Fantasy Island.
Oh no, they didn't. They weren't. I don't think they were trying. Like it
No,
wasn't.
they just wanted the name.
They just
That's
wanted the
it.
name. And then
Because
then they became a TV show that became more like it felt like more like a reality show or whatever and wasn't. It was
ugh.
terrible. Like it was just bad. Anyway, all right. What's your number 5?
So it's The Watchers, which I
What is
think
that?
is M. Night, but it's listed has like a woman's name on it.
The Watchers? I don't even have
Yeah.
that on my list at all, so I never heard of that.
I heard about this when I was doing some research for that M. Night video that Donald and I did for film discussion. And there's two films that are listed where it's like something like Night Shyamalan, and it's like a woman's name or something. I thought, oh, is this like his daughter or something?
Shyamalan, she is the daughter of M. Night.
So, yeah, not looking forward to that
Why not?
because it's related to M. Night.
Man, I'm sorry.
No,
I heard Knock in the Cabin was really good, and I don't know.
it's not really good. It's good for an M. Night movie. I mean, it's I
I
enjoyed it.
actually
It's
like, I
probably
don't know. I like him sometimes. Like,
yeah.
there
Watch Old.
obviously
Go watch
Old
Old.
was bad. There's a few other ones that were
After
bad.
Earth. Go watch After
Glass
Earth.
was pretty bad.
Go watch
Uh,
Airbender.
well, yeah, but that doesn't even, that feels like him just trying something new and
Go
different.
watch Lady in the Water.
Leading the Water's bad. The
Go
Happening
watch The
is
Village.
terrible.
The
Terrible.
Happening is genius. It's so bad. It's awesome. I watch it every Earth Day. It's the only M. Night movie I own. But I
Of
did
course,
like
you
it
would
enough
like
to
the
get
one
it on
I hate
Blu-ray
the most, like out of
because
all the
it's
movies.
awful. Come on, it has it's Mark Wahlberg isn't a good actor to begin with, but he's so horrible in this. And he goes up and talks to a
My
plastic plant.
my
I mean,
only saving grace for it is that Roberto Lombardi is in it, and I'm friends with him. I've worked with him and stuff, and he's one of the travelers with Mark Wahlberg. Like he's on the road with them or whatever, and it's cool to know somebody that was in a big movie like that. But like aside from that, it's pure trash.
yeah,
It's a pretty
I'm
bad
not going
movie.
to watch anything with. Yeah, I think his daughter's name is on. I read something like it's not his daughter; it's actually him. That's why I kind of have M Night question
No,
mark next to
no,
it.
no,
That
no.
it's not even like a real person. It's just it's
No,
him
because
under
she's
another
like the
name.
second unit. He's not going to do second unit for old. She's a real person. She got the chance to
But maybe hey, that's an M Night movie right there.
like a
And
fake
and
person
and the
pretend to be.
twist is that he's actually his own daughter. There you go.
All right, I'm down with that. All right.
With
The twist in real
a
life.
twist,
All
an M
right.
Night twist. All right, what's your next one?
All right, another really big hot take. One of my friends actually sent me a message saying, "Did I see the trailer for this?" I said I hadn't yet. And I didn't tell him I was not interested. Is Furiosa Mad Max? Just I love Mad Max. Don't get me wrong, but I was not a fan of the new one. Just not. I thought it looked beautiful. I thought it had some great scenes, but all in all, I thought it was garbage. And it was a garbage story. It felt like it was put together in a day, in my opinion, and I just did not like it. And so Fury Road.
Took well
So
more like
I
10
will wait,
years.
and then I will probably check it out if it's on cable or whatever on some kind of streaming thing. But I have no
Okay.
interest in it, really.
Okay.
It's just not my cup of tea. But I do love Mad Max, and I do love like it's not like Godzilla or the Planet of the Apes, where I just don't care about the thing. I care about Mad Max. I'm just sad. Like I feel like we deserve better, and then it going from Fury Road to Furiosa. Like I think it's the story of the girl from the movie or whatever. I just
We'll discuss this later. We'll
yeah.
discuss this later. Okay.
Okay.
I okay. So
Number four.
mine is I'm mixed on this, but looking at Alex Garland's recent other movies like Men,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm wondering. So Civil War, which I was excited about when I saw the trailer, and then I watched some people do one of those trailer reviews, and if this whole thing is just going to be and I've told people this before that I'm Democrat and I don't like Trump, but if the whole movie is just going to be Trump bad, Trump supporters bad, liberals good, that type of thing, I don't know if I want to watch it. I would like to have something. I don't want to have the hunt. I don't want to have where they go, oh yeah, it's great, it's right in the middle, and then it isn't. I do love that Nick Offerton, the guy
Yeah,
from Parks and
as the
Recreation,
president.
as the president is hilarious. I think that is awesome. Um, but I don't know. I mean, it's Alex Garland seems to be going a little, you know. So we'll have to see on that one. I think I'll wait till
I think I
there's
have
an
it on
open.
one of my anticipated because when you send me the trailer for it, I'm like, oh, this looks like, it'll be something that will spark some kind of talk, on things or whatever. And
Yeah, I just want it to. I just want it to have a good reason.
okay.
You know.
Well, I mean, I think it's because we're sort of like you've even told me that people are saying that if we have one president, we're gonna have, civil war, and if we have the other president, we'll have civil war. Like there's gonna be either way kind of thing. And I think that's what they're sort of hopefully trying to get at, that hopefully they make a point across of like, don't do this. This should not be the way we go
Well,
about things. That if
I mean
that's the
when
message, that would be great.
because when Trump was running against Hillary, I mean, a lot of people made anti-Trump movies. And they also did like when Bush was running, they did W, Oliver Stone, and
Mm.
these people won anyways. So it's I don't know. I just want it to. Alex Garland is a smart writer. I do like his films, but I just want it to be intelligent. I just don't want it to be I Trump supporter, and then the liberals are like geniuses with like,
And they go and yeah,
you know,
like you don't want them to be Mary Sue's, you know.
yeah, I just want it to make sense. And obviously it's gonna piss off probably one side, but you know, one side does leap to conclusions. I mean, they leap to conclusions on what did we just review in
Oh
Leave at the
yeah,
End of the
yeah.
World?
Into the which some people once again was very from what I gathered from different people is very divided. Some people really liked it, some people really didn't like it. And it wasn't because of one particular political branch, it was one person said, I like this movie because it gave me some thoughts, and the other person was just like, I just couldn't care less about the characters, can care, you know what I
Well,
mean?
the
Like
the side that I heard was, it's obviously going to be divisive because Michelle and Barack Obama produced it. The trailer with "Don't Trust White People," it definitely didn't. The trailer did not give a positive
spin on it, yeah.
view. Yeah, so it's
Which
obviously
they
going to make
should have, but
conservatives mad. But that's what I don't. That's what I want with something like this, like The Hunt. The Hunt, the conservative wins. But when the
right.
trailer came out, every conservative hated the movie. Trump even wanted it banned, and none of them had seen the movie yet.
I'm still on the different side that to say that that person was not a Trumper. That person was a Democrat. They just mixed them up. But you remember that changed your thought on things. Like
Well,
maybe,
I don't think that she's Democrat. I think that she's still conservative, but it's the wrong person. Yeah,
but she's not, and she's not as leaning toward the other person. Like they're whatever. So
yeah.
anyway,
So we'll see.
all right. So my number, what is it, 4? Yeah, my number 4 is a movie called Back to Black. It's a Amy Winehouse movie. It's a movie about Amy Winehouse. First of
Okay.
all, I never listened to her music, and secondly, I just don't have any interest. I saw the cast and I was like, I don't know who any of these people are really. Like, and the director is a woman I've never really heard of. So I'm just not as excited. Like, I mean, I'm looking at like who the heck is Marissa Abella? She was in, you know what I mean? Like this just and the director is Sam Taylor Johnson. That I thought that was the guy. I thought that was Aaron Taylor Johnson at first, and I was like, oh, he's directing a movie, But yeah, no, it. I have no interest in that. So
I would agree with that. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Um, I know I'm going to see it. I saw fucking Exorcist Believer, so I'm probably going to see this too. The First Omen.
Is that what it's called?
The First Omen.
We've already had the
and
first
and and,
Omen.
and I clicked on it, and it does say a prequel to The Omen.
Wait, how can you have a prequel to that?
I guess it's before Damien.
But Damien was the Omen, like then this is not really
Well, in Omen is, I mean, you could have many omens.
right. But that's what the real interesting Omen was. Like I don't know if I don't yeah I didn't even know that was a thing, but yeah, that would be on my list of like stuff too. I'm just
I mean, if you watch the Omen series, which I'm a huge fan of, Omen 4, you think like Damien died in part 3, and then in Omen 4, you think it's this little girl who's just like an awful actress. And you think she's now it's like female. So and it isn't.
hmm
We find out that the twist is that she's the protector of the baby that's at the very end of the movie, and that's the new Omen or Damien.
Okay.
So I guess if you wanted to go
That
back, you could say that there was an Omen before Damien.
I don't know. Whatever. I have lost complete interest now. Like absolutely. I know. I get it. I'd agree with you. I just didn't even know that was a thing. That might have been no. I don't think I would have taken anything off of this right now. My number three is Venom 3. We talked about that and like why, but also my biggest problem with Venom 3, like Venom 1 and 2 and now 3, I just don't care about like it's supposed to be the last one. So I'm thinking maybe Venom's gonna die. And you said even you were like, this isn't the Venom from the comics. It's not. They couldn't make him a villain, right? Because you can't be a hero and a villain, but they tried to make
Well,
him a anti-hero and
he's an anti-hero in the comic, in the Venom comic book. In the Spider-Man comics, he's a villain. But in the Venom comic book, he's an anti-hero. But
right,
it's of course, I guess when I say he's not the comic, none of this is the comic.
right.
None of this stuff, none of the Marvel stuff, really none of the DC stuff, none of it is the comic book. I mean, it's when Wars come out, it's going to have absolutely nothing to do with the comic book.
Just like Secret Invasion,
Zero.
it didn't have anything to do with the. Because if you ever read the Secret Invasion comics, I have the second run that they did with like Michael or is it Brian Michael Bendis? But I have the second run of them, and I was reading them. They had like Wolverine in there, and I'm like, why couldn't they have just waited till they made like a movie version of this? Like, but no, they had to put it out, and it was crap. It was garbage because, like, I'm sorry to say it, but Samuel L. Jackson just by himself, he's not an Avenger. Like he can't handle this shit, and stuff, and it just became kind of lame. So wasn't my cup of tea, but some people,
Man,
I
you
don't
don't
think
like a
people
lot of
liked it.
tea.
Yeah. Well, I like this tea. I'm drinking tea right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
Green tea. Hmm.
Um. Oh,
You're
so you
number
said
two.
Venom 3. Okay. So I get what they're trying to do. I understand it. It's not done in any way possible how I would have done it or would have liked to have seen them do it, because you could do a satire off of this. And that is the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Well, first of all, I've not heard of that, but that's a title right there. And that's a title that sounds like it's gonna get itself in trouble. I mean,
So it's black actors, black filmmakers. The idea is and this is a real thing because I've actually seen like a documentary on it, but
oh,
it's how you have the old black man or black woman that makes the white people understand things. So Shawshank Redemption would be that. Morgan
right.
Freeman would be the older black
Green
man.
Mile, I think they did the same
Green
thing.
Mile is that. They did it with The Stand. I get what they're doing, except that it's another one of these trailers where they even say in the trailer, and I forget the guy's name. He was from In Living Color. Um, uh, he's talking to the new recruit, this new black guy who's supposed to be part of this society, and they're standing right next to a poster of a shark, and it's got like a funny name on it, and which I would rather see that shark movie than watch this. But he goes, "Who is the most dangerous?" I think they say animal on planet, or who's the most dangerous thing on planet. And the guy goes, "Oh, a shark." He points at the poster and he goes, "No, white people."
Ooh,
And
okay.
that has been a common theme now in all of these trailers. Blue Beetle, which I did watch, which is meh. It has it really adds nothing new to anything. And Batman is a fascist, and then we have from why can't I think of the title of the film that we did with the end of the world? What you bring to the end of the world, what you take to the end of the world, what you leave at the end of the
Leave,
world.
leave.
leave at the end of
Uh,
the world. Well, the Julia Roberts movie. And then you have the black girl in that saying, don't trust white people. This is a theme that's going on in these trailers now. And of course, who are you upsetting with this? More the right than the left. But it's, yeah, I'm watching this thing going, there's there is something to say about that trope, but maybe not in the way that you're doing it.
Leave the world behind.
Leave the world behind. Thank you. I feel like an idiot. Um,
It's okay. I totally forgot too after you said that. I'm like, wait, my brain is
yeah.
not working.
So that could actually be one or two.
Okay.
So
I never heard of it. Yeah, it's not something I'd probably want to watch. I mean, I don't know. Not something, whatever, but if I'm not watching it, it's okay because it's not meant for me, I guess. Um, um, I don't like movies that like try to destroy try to destroy audiences, and make it like very specific because then you're losing money to that. If you're like, oh,
yeah,
this demographic can't enjoy this movie.
it's
Um,
like Bros when at the end of the trailer they sat there and said, "Well, straight people had a good run. Now no straight people are going to go see the movie."
yeah.
And none did. Well, gay people didn't even go see the movie. That's why it was like the biggest bomb of that year. But it's when you do something like that, you eliminate half your audience. I mean, imagine if it was the other way around. A white girl goes, "Don't trust black people."
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that
It
would
would
not be
be,
tolerated.
yeah. So I don't know why this is a good thing. I mean, a lot of these people that have done these things, these evil things to minorities, and are dead. They died, or they're going to be dying because they're so freaking old. So, but all they're doing is creating new ones. You know,
All right. So my number two is Madam Web because I just have zero interest in that. Like
interesting.
it's all girl power kind of shit. That just is just like, but it just feels like a CW show that should
It
have
does.
existed, and it doesn't interest me at all. And plus, I never even heard of Madam Web until people were talking about it. It was not a comic that I even knew existed, and I remember hearing that she was actually this old woman, and now they're just making her some young chick who can,
Like
whatever. And
sodomy and bondage and all that type of stuff because she likes 50 Shades.
oh, I didn't know that. But anyway, I just had no interest. So it is
Well,
my one of my
what
least favorites.
what's funny about that is the Marvel's bombs, right? It's going to be the biggest bomb in Marvel history. Right after that, only like 2 days later, this trailer comes out,
Yeah.
which then gets ratioed to hell. And you would think that they would learn, but no, instead they're pushing forward with Young Avengers, which is primarily
Well, I
female.
mean, they set it up, and I guess they don't want to look, whatever. They set up in the Marvels that they're going to do the Young
If
Avengers and everything.
if they
So,
if they want to keep losing money, go ahead and do it because nobody's going to go see it.
well, no. Here's my opinion, and I might be castrated for this by people who love Disney or whatever, and I don't even know who still does. But
Oh, we know one guy who does.
I know. Um, my biggest problem with Disney, is that when when the bombs start happening, they make blames toward different other things instead of looking at what really is the main problem. And then what they do is they say, okay, let's just, you know what we're gonna do? It's just like the people who are working on the Doctor Who stuff, and that didn't go
Ugh.
well. And then they're like, let's just double down on everything and triple down.
Doctor Who
That's gonna
lost a
fix it.
million viewers. They just
That's
came
gonna
out with the
fix it.
numbers.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's not going to fix it. Doubling down is not going to fix
I
it
mean,
because
what,
first they blame men. They say
right.
men are the problem. Then the I'm sorry, no. They start off with it's racist. The reason why the Marvels bombed is because it's racist. And then they
Wait,
go
what?
that people wouldn't go see it because they're racist.
Because they're
That was the
racist.
director
Because
said that. And then once the whole racist thing doesn't work, then they go, oh, it's men. Men didn't want to go see it. And then that turns into white men didn't want to go see it. When they have actually gotten the numbers, more men went to go see the
probably more
Marvels
white men went to
than
go see it.
women.
Because yeah, they still
Because you
love
want
it.
to see hot chicks hopping around. That was
Yeah.
the same thing with Charlie's Angels. More men went to go see Charlie's Angels. Women did not support Charlie's Angels. Women are not supporting the Marvels. The pro, where they even took the bad guy and gender swapped him and made this a complete woman's movie. And women still aren't going to see it. So stop. Stop what you're
Yeah.
doing. And then you're gonna make for this friggin' Young Avengers the lowest rated and least watched Marvel show. Miss Marvel is the leader? Really?
And people
Okay.
do like her. She's got a good personality.
I
And
liked her in the Marvels. I thought she was the best thing, but of course that's in a Marvel movie.
right.
But still, it's the least watched and lowest rated. God, it was lower than She-Hulk.
Well, they're not making She-Hulk the leader, so let's just be grateful of that.
Probably give
All
her a
right.
cameo.
Well, I don't know. I've heard they are trying to get rid of every evidence of She-Hulk.
They should.
I heard somewhere that they're gonna eventually delete She-Hulk off of Disney Plus and everything because people just hate on it so much and everything.
As they
And
should.
I kind of get it. I love that girl though. The girl who played She-Hulk, she was so good in Black Orphan. She was so good. And I just was like, oh man, they really fucked her over bad. It was just a terrible script.
She
And
took the role.
I mean, no, but come on, man. At that time period, I guess she should have known like Disney, but you can't, sometimes as an actor, you can't turn down big things like that because if you turn that down, they will go to every other studio and say, don't work with this person. You'll be blacklisted for turning down something that big. So, a lot of people take it because they just are afraid that they want work. They want to continue to work. And she probably enjoyed the character, but unfortunately just the writing was
Garbage
so
character.
bad. I did like the stuff with her and Daredevil. That was the only stuff, but
Oh
other than
my
that,
God, they completely emasculated Daredevil. They cut his balls off. They had him do the walk of shame.
he
That
did do the
wasn't
walk of shame. I thought that
Daredevil.
was kind of funny in a
That's
way.
not
It kind of made
Daredevil.
me laugh. I'm
It's not
sorry.
even the actor who played Daredevil said for that Daredevil Reborn that it's not Daredevil. It's Disney's version of Daredevil. It's
Well,
not Daredevil. It's not the Netflix Daredevil, which now they're going
well,
back and reshooting the entire season
yeah.
because
All
it's
right.
so bad.
Okay. Anyway. What's your because you said you had 11 at one point. So what's your I guess
Well, it'd be number one.
honorable mention?
Well, I haven't done number one yet.
Well, I was gonna go with your honorable mention, then your number one.
Oh, well, honorable mention is The Karate Kid with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan.
Okay.
I'm very disappointed in the creators of Cobra Kai who said that those universes do not exist together.
They do
Uh,
not exist in this dojo.
they don't,
They
and
do
they
not
said that
exist in this universe.
yeah, if it's not in the Mr. Miyagi universe, it doesn't exist. And I had a feeling that somehow, some way, because the fucking Smiths own the rights and they're listed as executive producers, that somehow, some way, they would combine the two films. And I guess in theory, they could be in the same universe because Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan don't play the same characters from the Karate Kid.
Mm.
So
Or Jaden
and
Smith and yeah, and Jackie Chan play different people, and they even do a different, martial art. They do kung fu, not karate.
yeah,
So
and the
it's
producer of that Karate Kid said that he knew that, but nobody would go see that movie. They would go see the Karate Kid.
they wouldn't go see the Kung Fu Kid.
No, they'd see Karate Kid. So I get it, and I don't know, maybe if
But I don't even know why they did that then. Why they decided to make it Kung Fu. Is it because Jackie Chan was Chinese or whatever. I think he
Yeah,
speaks
because
because he's
he
not
doesn't
Japanese.
practice kung fu. Yeah.
Just get a Japanese actor. I mean, that's the problem. Is like he's the biggest. What?
You could get I mean, yeah, you could get well, but is I mean, he was. I don't know if he is anymore the biggest, but I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I saw the movie and I went, isn't this kind of racist? Aren't you just saying that all Asian people are the same? You're taking, Chinese and Japanese and just forcing them together into this movie, and so I don't know. I'll have to see. So that's the honorable mention. I'm not happy with the Cobra Kai guys right
Okay,
now.
what's
What?
your least one?
Madam Web.
You know,
I
it's
Yeah. I saw the trailer for it, and I just went, who is this for? Like, what? This is gonna tank. This is gonna one, the title is horrible. And who's this for? Who's this aimed at? Because I know the different people in there. Like, I used to read some of the comic books that they're based on, and these don't seem to be those people.
yeah. So I agree 100%, and I'm glad you kind of agree with it. And you know what? My number one is Karate Kid.
Oh, look
And
at that.
because I thought about it, I was like, am I really anticipating it or not? And the bottom line is no, I'm not anticipating this movie. And the big thing is because once I heard Sony wanted to make a movie, version of this and just kind of as I feel like it's going to just cut off Cobra Kai because it's new writers that have nothing to do with Cobra Kai. It's not going to be the Cobra Kai writers writing the Karate Kid movie. So it's just going to be a continuation with Daniel. It almost feels like it'll be a just different universe, you know, and something, like I don't even feel like it's going to be the same thing. I don't think it's going to be like we get Cobra Kai season because I don't think we're going to get Cobra Kai season uh was it six, seven, whatever the newest one is
We're
six.
on six, and it was filmed or is being filmed.
It is being filmed, but it's not supposed to come out till next year, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on
Yeah.
it. So I have a feeling what they're going to do is Daniel is going to go where Jackie Chan is.
At the
And then
end of the Cobra Kai.
maybe not, or like they'll end that, and then at the beginning of the Karate Kid movie, he'll be like, oh, I'm on a business trip, and then he'll fly over to wherever Jackie Chan is living, and then he'll bump into him and be like, I knew somebody just like you, and then they'll have, and then they'll find the girl, because it's got to be a girl, and and
Have
and
they, are
she
you sure
will.
it's a girl?
I think it's going to be a girl, even though they're doing these open tryouts. I think it will, that
Yeah,
they're
they
just
can't
gonna.
actually say, oh, we can only have girls trying out.
Yeah, so it's going to be boys and girls, but since this has all been kind of guy related in a way, um, it's going to be a girl, and the girl's going to be, of course, probably a Mary Sue, where she'll be the best. In fact, her name will probably be Mary Sue, and she'll be the best, because then she won't be the one that's being bullied. She's the bully, and
But
she has to work with both of them, and
but will
and
she
she
be
has
the best around?
the best around. Something, 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 something. The best
Uh,
around. Yeah, possibly it is. Yeah. So
I don't
that's
know. I just looked it up to double make sure I was not wrong. And no, this is not written by the guys who did it. It's written by some other guy. There's nothing to do with these films. It did Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day movie, that
what the
I
fuck?
remember was not very good, you know?
Never saw
Um,
it, but I know of it.
yeah, and I remember the book. My mom and dad used to read me the book all the time. I used to love that book, but the movie just was like felt too little too late, like I don't know many kids that actually know that book. I don't think, unless their parents are like my parents, or close to that, where they'll read
Yeah,
that to them.
well, We'll
But anyway,
see.
I'm not very excited about it. I think I kind of
No.
agree with you. What I think is gonna, and I think it's not. I swear to God, I don't think it's gonna be tied to the Cobra Kai universe. I don't think they're gonna be bringing back anybody from Cobra Kai.
No, that's why I'm
Uh,
thinking it's going to be it's going to be Daniel going, "Bye family. I'll
no,
see
no,
you in
no.
2 weeks
I
for
don't
my
even.
trip," and that's
I
it.
don't think we're gonna see the family. I don't think he's gonna have a family. It's gonna be a single.
Okay, so we'll see him being dropped off at the airport from an Uber or something, and
Yeah,
then he'll pick up his phone. Oh yeah, I
something
made
like
it
that.
to the airport. I'll contact you when I get home. Something like that. Because I was, as you know, I was so disappointed with Cobra Kai season 5
Yeah.
that I thought that was very half-assed. And so I'm hoping with the amount of time that they're giving season 6 that it's going to be a good send-off. But they did say that they're going to make 3 movies. One of them they did say was young Mr. Minagi. So now we know what one of them is, maybe young Mr. Minagi, but we don't know what the third one is.
Well, anyway, yes. So we both are kind of. It's kind of funny that we're kind of Well, honorable mention was my number one, and
I would have
your
never guessed,
number
actually.
one was my number two. So they're close in range of like we're both like these are movies we're just not excited about. Which I have a feeling there will be a few, and I have a feeling that our most anticipated will sort of will be very close to a bunch that we're going to both
Yeah,
be anticipating.
I even for not anticipated, I even kind of threw Deadpool 3 in there and then I crossed it out.
I thought about that too, and and we'll talk about that. That's going to be an interesting
Okay.
discussion. So, please, everybody, we'll be back. This episode, our most anticipated. You know what? I will put the most anticipated next to this. So, like, this will be coming out on a Thursday. The most anticipated will come out on a Friday. So you guys will get it the next day. So I don't want to
Okay.
keep you guys in suspense for a whole fucking week because like that's just mean. But I do want to get these out here because I think these are kind of fun to do. I always like to do top tens and talk about them. So
Well, we're doing anticipated or not anticipated. There's just always the best and the worst of this year of 2023.
I see. I haven't watched
Oh, and I
enough.
got
I feel
plenty of
like I haven't
those.
watched enough, especially not in the theater. And because I've been doing what I need to do because I've been doing Blu-ray Hunter and I haven't been buying the new movies on Blu-ray, so I'm not reviewing those. I'm reviewing a lot of the older films and stuff like that, or movies that are in the boutique stuff. So what I need to do is really start watching these movies, even if I have to watch them on streaming and just so I can say for the whole year. And I forgot to put that in my goal for 2024, but it is a goal that I have is to watch more new movies for the year so that by the end of the year, I can at least give you my thoughts on what I've seen so far and stuff and tell you my top 10. So that'll be next year. We'll do a top 10. I think we did the year before. We did top
Mhm.
10 most, and everything what we liked. We'll do that next year, and we'll do another one of these, like most anticipated, not least anticipated. So we got some stuff to look forward to for next year. But I need to watch more movies, like The Fablemans. I didn't even get all the way through it, and things like that. I need to do that because I people talk
Spoiler
about it.
alert, he becomes the director.
Damn it! Now I don't need to see it. Well, I mean, he was
I have no idea if he does or not. I'm assuming he does because
I'm gonna assume, but I know in the movie he's directing stuff as short films and stuff. And they kind of do the exact short films he did as a kid, which was really weird. Um, but so yeah. So anyway, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Tell us what your least anticipated films of 2023 or 2024 are. Jesus. Next year is 2024. So what's your least anticipated? And then if you want to tell us what your most anticipated is, you can before we get our next one. So coming up. All right, so join us tomorrow for a brand new episode. Until then, everybody, bye.
bye.